The ezPowerPlant is designed to be pre-assembled as much as possible, but shipping limitations require some minor final assembly steps. A flat-bladed screwdriver will be needed and an adjustable wrench or pliers. Unpacking. Remove the ezPowerPlant unit from the shipping box. Remove the solar panels from the shipping boxes. Setup. The ezPowerPlant box lid requires no installation, but the lid needs to be off in order to do the install setup procedure. Axle. Install the axle and wheels. To do so, slide the axle through the two holes on the back of the box. Next, slide a white PVC spacer on each end of the axle. Next, slide a wheel on each end of the axle. Then slide a large washer on each end of the axle. Last, install a hatch pin clip into the hole at the end of the axle. Do the same on the other hatch clip pin on the other end of the axle. Installing batteries. Typically, the ezPowerPlants are ordered without batteries to save the owner's shipping costs because of weight. This model of the ezPowerPlant requires two 12-volt deep cycle batteries. Model size 27D is recommended, which is available at Costco, Walmart, Sears, etc. Remove the package of nuts and bolts out of the cavity of the box. Then install the two batteries in the space provided. L brackets are available to keep the batteries from sliding around once installed. In the ezPowerPlant box, locate the negative side of the inverter. Follow the two cables. These are the negative cables. And hook those cables up to the negative side of the battery. You can tell which one's negative by the symbol next to the terminal. Place the nut on and tighten with a wrench. Do the same with the other negative cable. Do the same with the positive side cables. Positive from the inverter, positive goes to the battery. There may be sparks. Tighten with a wrench. Do both batteries. Be sure to not over tighten the batteries. Just tighten them snug. Once the battery cables are all connected firmly, then it's time to check the electronics. You will want to check the charge controller, and at this point it should be reading a voltage, in this case 13.1 volts, which is normal. Now we're going to test the inverter. Turn the power switch on. You should see a green light. Then plug something like a drill or a light into the plug-in and test it to make sure you're getting electricity. Remove from the package the rubber foot and install it to the bottom of the solar panel. The purpose of this foot is to be on the ground to help with uneven ground for the bottom of the solar panel. Solar panel mounting. Using bolts and wing nuts that are in the package, attach the solar panel to one side of the ezPowerPlant mounting arm. A bolt and wing nut is used for each side of the solar panel. Feed the two wires from the solar panel through the 90-degree connector on the side of the box. This will require removing the two screws, then removing the connector cover. Once the wires are through the hole, then we will connect them on the inside. Then put the cover and the two screws back in place to secure the wires on the outside. If you have a second solar panel, you'll do the same steps. You'll bolt each side with the bolt and connect the wires yellow to yellow and black to black. Last step is to put the lid back on to make the unit water resistant. There is a handle so that it can be moved around prior to putting the panels on. 110 volt use. All ezPowerplants come with 110 volt power. To turn on the inverter, lift up the door and flip on the power switch to the inverter. You can now plug in 110 volt cords into the inverter. Your ezPowerplant is now operational. 220 volt use. If your model of the ezPowerplant came equipped with a outputting 220 volts, it includes a transformer which is mounted in the ezPowerplant box above the inverter. When you're using your 220 volt ezPowerplant for 120 volt only, be sure to turn off the power switch on the transformer to save power. To access the switch, remove the ezPowerplant lid. The transformer is the upper of the two black electrical boxes inside the ezPowerplant box. To turn it on or off, locate the power switch on the end of the transformer. If your unit has 220 volts, the power cord is temporarily coming out of the 90-degree elbow in the front underneath the door. You will need to replace this with your cable going to your 220 unit, either your panel or a well or whatever you're using that's 220.